Hello students, how are you? Hope you all are safe and taking the benefits of e-learning during this period of lockdown. So today we are starting our IT syllabus, but before that, have a look on your book. Your book is Cyber Beans by Kips Publications. Students who are not having book, I'll send the chapter-wise pictures of all your book in your WhatsApp group. So without any further ado, let's start our first chapter, that is networking concepts. First, have a look on the contents of this chapter. This chapter gives you the knowledge of different topics. First, computer network and its components, advantages of networking, networking media, types of networks, networking devices, networking terminology, and the last is protocols. First of all, we must know what is a network. Network means a group or system of interconnected people or things. It consists of multiple interconnected devices that communicate with one another. In your day-to-day life, you see different types of networks like network of banks, network of roads, telephone network, computer network, network of malls, schools, hospitals all over the country. Life is a big question mark without networking. Can you imagine your life without television? What about information transfer and entertainment then? Life without phone? What about communication service? Life without radio? What about broadcasting? And what about information retrieval when there will be no internet? Internet is the outcome of cyber networking, means computer networking, where millions of computers work together. Coming to our first topic, that is computer network. A group of computers and other peripheral devices. Peripheral devices means the devices that are connected with the CPU. So a group of computers and other peripheral devices that are connected together for the purpose of sharing data and hardware resources. Connected computers can share resources like access to the internet, printers, file servers, and others. The most common resource shared today is the connection to the internet. The internet itself can be considered a computer network. See here, computer A, computer B, and computer C are interconnected with each other by a network hardware device called hub. Computer A and B can give the print command to the printer connected with the computer C, as here the shared resource is printer over here. And all the computers participating in the networking are called the nodes. So computer A, B, and C are called the nodes. The nodes in a network can communicate with each other as well as work independently. Let's discuss computer network as a data communication system. It consists of following parts. First, message. It is the information that is to be communicated. It can be in any medium like text, pictures, audio, video, etc. Next is sender. Sender is the device that sends the message through web browser. Receiver. Receiver is the device that receives the message. Transmission medium. It is the path through which the message travels from sender to receiver. Next is protocol. It is the set of rules that governs the data communication. Without protocol, information can't be exchanged between two communicating devices. Advantages of networking. There are various advantages of networking. First is our efficient use of storage media. It is better to have a one big hard disk to store application softwares rather than to have smaller hard disks in different computers. Number two, preserving information. Networking helps us to maintain regular backups on a central location as it is different to maintain backups on a number of standalone computers. Third is reduction in hardware cost.
By sharing different resources which are not used often, like printer, scanner, CD writer, hardware expenditure can be reduced. Next is our number 4, efficiency. In a network, the deletion, modification, or upgradation of the software is to be done at a single point only. This brings more efficiency and effectiveness to the working system. Next is redundancy. A network reduces the need of hard copies of all documents. Sharing the soft copy of a file over the network eliminates or greatly reduces the need to share hard copies of reports or any other information. Means duplicate hard copies can be avoided. Next and last is our quickest document delivery. Networking provides a facility to instantly deliver soft copies from one computer to other computer throughout the world. So see students, you have observed there are various advantages of networking, but two major advantages are sharing of information and sharing of resources. Students, our next topic is networking media. It means the mediums used for the exchange of data under networking. By two ways, data can be transferred either by using wires or without the use of wires. So, networking media is broadly classified into two categories. First is wired networking technology, and the second is wireless networking technology. First, wired networking technology. It involves the use of different types of cables for data transfer. Let's discuss different types of cables one by one. First is Ethernet cable. It is a most common type of network cable. It resembles a phone cable, but it is larger than that and has 8 wires. Ethernet cable connect devices such as PCs, routers, and switches within a local area network. The major advantage of using these wires is less power consumption, but the computer requires an Ethernet adapter card on the motherboard for its connectivity. Second is our coaxial cable. This type of cable is mainly used by cable television industry to connect TVs to a cable service. The major advantage is high speed and greater transmission capacity. The only disadvantage of coaxial cable is high installation and maintenance cost. So it is comparatively costlier than the Ethernet cable. So next is our optical fiber cable. This type of cable consists of a central glass core containing a bundle of glass threads surrounded by several layers of protective materials. The glass threads are capable of transmitting data converted into light signals at extremely high speed. The major or main features of these types of cable is high speed, highly efficient, reliable, with a larger capacity to transfer data, highly resistant to signal interference, and provides better data transmission by providing high bandwidth. But this type of cable is fragile and the maintenance cost is high. Now come to the wireless networking technology. Here the data is being transferred without the use of cables. Different mediums used here are: first is Bluetooth. It establishes short range communication between phones, computers, and other network devices. It is mainly used for personal area networks, which is abbreviated as PANs, with a maximum transmission range up to 240 meters. The presence of Bluetooth icon indicates that device is enabled with Bluetooth. Second is infrared technology. It is a short range communication technology that covers approximately 5 meters of distance. Infrared communication can take place only between two devices at a time. The major disadvantage of infrared technology is: first, infrared signals cannot penetrate walls And the second is they work only in a direct line of sight. Its major example is remote control. Remote control is the most common example of infrared communication. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. It creates a wireless local area network that uses radio waves to send the information. By using this technology, a very secure, reliable, and fast wireless connection is established between the electronic devices. Our next important topic is types of networks. Depending upon the geographical area covered by a network, there are various types of networks. First is personal area network, means PAN. PAN is a computer network that covers a small area of about 10 meters, about you can say 30 feet. It is used for communication among devices such as laptops, mobile phones, PDA, or smartphones. Personal area networks can either be wired or wireless. Next is our local area network, that is LAN. In LAN, two or more computers and peripheral devices are connected within a small area, such as a room or an office building. In local area network, computer terminals are physically connected with wires. Next is cluster area network, or you can say campus area network, CAN. CAN is a network comprising a series of small LANs over a small geographical area, such as a college campus. This network covers an area smaller than MAN. And next is MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. MAN is a larger network than LAN. It is spread across a city. The most common example of MAN type network is cable television, branches of a local bank in a city, etc. You can say two major examples, you can give two major examples of MAN. First is cable television network, and next is branches of a local bank in a city. Next and the last is wide area network, that is WAN. This kind of network connects two or more computers located at distant places. Here the computers are connected worldwide and wireless mediums are used for data transmission like satellites. Here basically networks are connected rather than computers, and internet is the major example of WAN. There are various hardware requirements for networking, and these hardware requirements are network devices. Our next topic is networking devices. The devices which are used to connect different computers and devices in order to share data and resources are called networking devices. Our first device is modem. Modem stands for modulator demodulator. It converts analog signals into digital signals and back digital signals into analog signals. Two types of modem are there: internal modem and external modem. Internal is inbuilt in the computer and external is connected externally to a computer. Our second device is hub. A hub is a networking device that is used to connect multiple computers and devices directly to the network by cables. Each connection is called a port. It sends all the data that is it receives to the connected ports. Switch. Switch is similar to a hub but offers greater performance. When a network contains a large number of devices, switches are needed instead of hubs to maintain the speed. Repeater. A repeater is an electronic device used to regenerate the signals because signals sometimes tend to distort when transmitted over longer distances. Next is router. It is a communication device that is used to connect two or two different networks. It chooses the best route for data packets that are to be transmitted. Gateway. It acts as an entrance to another network using different protocols and giving us the freedom to enjoy different online activities like browsing, sending emails, buying things online, etc. And the last network device is bridge. It is used to interconnect two LANs working on the same protocol and provide communication between them. It avoids the unnecessary traffic from entering the network and reduces congestion. Our next topic is networking terminology. It includes some important terms related to networking that you should know. First is Internet. Internet stands for International Network. It is the network of networks across the globe. It is the major example of wide area network. Next, Intranet. It is a private network contained within an enterprise. It is that is used to share company information and computing resources securely, and the outside persons cannot access the information. Next is bandwidth. It is the amount of data that can be transmitted in a fixed amount of time. It is expressed in BPS, means bits per second, like this. In higher units, these are kbps, kilobits per second, and mbps, megabits per second. Next term is ISP, Internet Service Provider. It is the company that provides internet services, internet connection to the users in exchange for a fee. Some common ISPs are BSNL, Reliance, Airtel, etc. Next term, website. A website is a collection of related web pages containing images, videos, or other digital media. A website is hosted on a server on the World Wide Web. Web portal. A web portal is also a website but with a huge breadth of offerings. How? Like a web portal suggests web pages to the users to find the desired information. Nowadays, most of the search engines are also acting as web portals to present information like Yahoo, MSN, etc. Next term, web page. It is a digital page and a part of website which may contain text, hyperlink, videos, audios, images, tables, etc. Next term, home page. The first and introductory page of any website is called a home page, which contains the main information about a website. Link. In data communication, a link is a line or channel that connect two devices. Next is hyperlink. A hyperlink is an image, audio, video, graphics, or text that connects one web page to another or another web page or within the same web page. Next is hypertext. It is the special text used to establish the linking to other documents. It is underlined and blue in color. Next is hypermedia. It is a hypertext that includes text, graphics, sound, or video. Next is URL, Uniform Resource Locator. This is also called as Universal Resource Locator. It denotes the unique address of a web page or a website. Next two terms, IP address and domain names, come under the naming system for computers connected to the internet or to a private network. IP address consists of a unique set of numbers which is each computer which is given by IETF, which is given to each computer by IETF. Internet Engineering Task Force. It is a 32-bit numeric address containing a set of 4 numbers. They are difficult to remember because the whole address is given in numbers, so they are difficult to remember. Next is domain names. But domain names are also unique names, but they are very easier to remember as compared to IP address. For example, the domain name for Google search engine is google.co.in. Since name has strong correlation with the website, so they are easier to remember. Now come to our last topic of this chapter, that is protocols. Protocols are certain rules which determine how data should be transferred over networks, compressed, presented on the screen, and so on. These set of rules are called protocols. The most commonly used protocols used under networking are first TCP/IP, that is Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. It is a standard of communication protocol used to connect various computers on the internet. It is a combination of two separate protocols. First, TCP, Transfer Control Protocol or Transmission Control Protocol. It is responsible for dividing the data into packets at sender side and for assembling these packets at destination side. IP, Internet Protocol, it handles the addressing of each packet so that it is delivered to the correct destination. Next is HTTP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This protocol determines how different forms of information get transferred to your screen and also defines what actions web browser and server should take in response to various commands. Next is FTP, File Transfer Protocol. It is a standard internet protocol to exchange files between two or more computers on the internet. That means this protocol is responsible for uploading and downloading of files using FTP client and FTP server software. Next is SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. This protocol is used for sending emails between two or more servers. Now last, our two protocols, that is IMAP and POP. These two protocols, IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, and POP, Post Office Protocol, are the two most popular protocols for retrieving emails. Remember, SMTP is responsible for sending the emails, whereas these two protocols, IMAP and POP, are for retrieving emails. While configuring an email application, it is essential to specify both the sender protocol, that is SMTP, and receiving protocols, that is IMAP and POP. Thank you.